Hey everyone, my name is Ben. I work on the App Framework team, which builds the libraries and services used to support XM extensions at Qualtrics. Today, I'll be introducing a new feature called XM Functions for Workflows tasks. In this video, we'll be covering what an XM function is, when to use XM functions, how to write a basic Hello World XM function, and where to find more information. At a very basic level, an XM function is a JavaScript code file with a single exported function. In the context of XM extensions, it can be used in conjunction with plugins to execute server-side code. XM functions build on top of plugins and aren't necessarily tied to any particular plugin types. That being said, currently XM functions are only available to extend Workflows task plugins, which allow you to take action based on various events in Qualtrics. For more information on Workflows tasks, you can search for Workflows tasks in the Developer Portal documentation or visit the link provided below. XM functions enable more complex workflows with the ability to make multiple different API calls from a single task, transform, manipulate, or augment data using JavaScript, and it supports tasks up to 45 seconds in duration. To demonstrate an advantage of XM functions, consider the following example use case. A customer wants to file a support ticket but is new to your company. We'll want to set up a new account first so we can link the customer to the generated ticket. This requires us to make two API calls, one to create a new customer and another one to create a ticket with the new customer ID. In the current workflows implementation, this requires three tasks. First, a web service task to create the customer, then a code task to read the JSON response data and parse out the customer ID, and then a second web service task to create a ticket with the customer ID provided by the code task. Using XM functions, we could simplify that workflow into a single Workflows task plugin by writing a JavaScript file which makes both requests and processes the responses as necessary. No need to change so many tasks together. The following example pseudocode demonstrates how we can use client.fetch to make several API calls before returning the ticket ID in our response. XM functions allow us to simplify workflows by providing more flexibility than the web service task, and we ensure code is securely run inside the Qualtrics platform, and it obfuscates the code from end users. For more information on Qualtrics security posture, please click the link below. There are three steps necessary to get your plugin started with XM functions. First, we'll need to add some metadata to your plugin config. Then, we'll want to replace the onSave handler with a special XM functions onSave handler. And then finally, we want to write our XM function file. First, open up your plugin's config.json file as shown below. Add the following key to the metadata object, hasWorker equal to true. This indicates that your plugin intends to use server-side execution instead of the default client-side execution. If this is set to true and you attempt to use XM functions on save, you will not be able to save your task. Secondly, replace any references to onSave with XM function onSave as shown below. If you're using the default workflows template, this can be found from your plugin's root directory at source/pluginapp.tsx or .js. In the code snippet below, you can see that it needs to define a callback function that returns an object with three fields. Arguments specify any additional parameters to pass into your XM functions. Exports defines the fields available to subsequent tasks in your XM functions. So, for example, if your XM function returns the result key, if we add the key to the exports array, that will then be available in tasks to chain together with your XM functions. And finally, we can set an optional config object. This works the same as the normal onSave function, and allows us to persist data across multiple saves. Lastly, we need to write our XM function. Add a worker.js file to your plugin's root folder. The following code snippet is the minimal code to get your XM function up and running and return hello world. Remember to build your plugin and submit a new version of your extension. Your plugin should now be ready to use XM functions, and any workflows using your latest version will start running code in your worker.js file. Congratulations on building your first XM function. This demo provided a quick walkthrough of the steps needed to get your Workflows task plugin set up for XM functions. However, it isn't comprehensive. Please visit the Developer Portal documentation for detailed information on XM Functions API, including all the functions available to your XM functions and how to use them. You can also use the XMT CLI to set up local log tailing and log export workflows for your extension. Additionally, if you are unfamiliar or need a refresher on workflows tasks or setting up authentication for your plugin, we have guides in the Developer Portal as well. If you have any additional questions or feedback, please reach out to Qualtrics' developer advocacy team through the Developer Portal. Thanks for watching.